Welcome to tonight's program, People Are Normal, brought to you by CalendarWriters.com and IntelliStressProfoundManagement.com. We specialize in helping develop your characters, communication, and conversation talent. Interest and interest rates and principles. This is what today's world is all about. It's all about the public spirit and the spirit of the people. I don't want you to confuse what I'm talking about with Sunday church, because that's a different type of spirituality. My programs is about the public spirit and the residential spirit, the worldly things, the worldly spirit, and things like that. People are normal in that way. Most people, they share certain qualities, certain attributes, and so forth. So we could say that, as I said before, that there is a principle. And there is interest rates. So most people wonder why things don't go right for them and why things go right for others. And we talked about this all the time. That's because of interest rates. Principal interest rates. Your neighbor or someone else might have a greater interest rate than you have. And you have to develop your interest rate. And sometimes it's a competitive thing. Sometimes it's difficult for you to overcome the obstacles because of your low interest rate. So therefore, the common sense is to do what you ought to do in order to achieve what you want to achieve. All right. Tonight, the weather is beautiful today, and people seem, this Saturday, you haven't been in for a few Saturdays, and a lot of people got, they got a little worried about it, but don't worry about it. We want to continue to do Saturdays and so forth. People have to adjust to things, so, that's the way it is. All right, what's newsworthy? Newsworthy. Any Cavalier fans out there? Anybody? Everybody probably raised their hand. A lot of Cavalier fans. I've just heard that LeBron James, he's going to sign with the Cavaliers for next year. Yeah, that's what I heard. So, to me, it's kind of silly because, I thought he was here to stay regardless. I didn't think it was any question of him being with the Cavs next year. But see, he's got a movie deal coming up too. Yeah, he's supposed to be making a movie and so forth, which is a good thing, and I'd like to see how he's going to handle that, being an actor and so forth. But good luck to LeBron, and I wish him well, and peace be with you, brother. I hope everything work out for you good. Because I was hoping for him to win. I was hoping for the Cavs to win, but you know how it is. Things happen. All right, today's world of people. Where did things come from? Now we got to make this show. I got to make this about 15. This show is about 15 minutes because of technical problems that we've been having. But have you ever wondered where things come from? You think about the world without anything on it but water, and mountains, and trees, and so forth, and that's all. But where did this all come from? Where did these big cities come from? What is all that about? What happened? Well, we're talking about the superconscious. The superconscious, which is, let's say that back then, when there was nothing on earth but the mountains and trees and so forth, there was an idealism in the air. The trees and the oxygen all contained, everything contained an idealism. And that idealism was called human beings and civilization. That was the idealism. That was what was contained and still is contained in all life. So, and this is what occurred. This is what developed. Today's world is what developed. Now, at this point, we're talking about the present past, and we're talking about the present future. Now, the future, some people don't understand that the future is from here to here. This is your soul. That's the future. The years ahead is from here to here. So you got the years ahead and you got the future. See? So the years ahead determines what this future is going to experience. And this is where all the emotions is. This is where you say, wow, you know, this is where all the emotions of glee, happiness, anger, frustration, anxiety, all these things. That's the future experiencing what the years ahead provides for it. So you have to, the years ahead has to provide for this future. You see, so, and you know, it can be good or bad. But the future, once it gets to understand what is presented to it, what happens is it begins to say, well, okay then, through emotions, I'm going to handle this. Okay, but a lot of times, emotions before thinking can be a very difficult and sometimes dangerous situation. Because you want to think before your emotions. They call it, in professionalism, they call it cognition. Cognition before emotions. Because a lot of time, if you think twice about something, and then you can sort of control it, you can sort of handle it and deal with it. It's like, you ever been so angry and things disturbed you so bad until you just couldn't take it. You had to, it's called that irresistible impulse. You couldn't just resist. You had to lash out or say curse words or be angry and show anger in some way. You see, so that's because your emotions are handling it, and it's very difficult for your mind to be able to control it unless you practice that self-control, unless you admit to yourself that you are going to control that and that you are not going to get angry, and you're going to use a different method of dealing with other people and developing your relationship with yourself and others. So ideas, we are all ideas. Everyone is an idea. When we were born as ideas, and these ideas was the main idea or the principal idea was civilization and the development of human beings, the civilized human being. That was the primary idea. That the civilization is the idealism of those ideas. Okay, now you have out of that, like we were saying before, remember we were saying you have people, how things ought to be people, and how things are people. And then you got an integrity between that. You know, where we know how things ought to be, we know how things are. Okay, the integrity is how are we going to conduct ourselves according to that particular knowledge of knowing the difference. Okay, you can say, well, okay, I know how things ought to be, but this is how things are. So what happens is It's an emotional thing. Then that's where love comes from. Then you got to maybe you got to turn your head when you see something is going on wrong that it should be differently, but it's not, and there's nothing you can do about it. So you're gonna feel bad emotionally. You're gonna feel bad. A lot of times you're gonna turn your head and say, "Well, there's nothing I can do about it. I'm very sorry about that, or I feel sorry for the person, or whatever." But always remember that you can do something to help. You can do something to help. But first you have to admit in your own mind that you're going to do something to help. This is what politics is all about. That's why you elect your leaders and so forth. So they can do what is necessary to help things get better. Not get worse, get better. Remember, America is one of the most permissive countries in the world. You know, you can almost do anything. It's so liberal. It's getting so it used to be a conservative country, but it's getting so liberal now until people can do just about anything. You get a job, you go to college, you do all that kind of stuff. You got it made. You got the money coming in. You got the big money coming in. You got everything coming in. So it shouldn't be no problem. You know, America is the best country in the world, and a lot of people over in other countries are knowing that. Or do know that, sorry. But anyway, okay. We got about maybe a couple of more minutes. So I'm trying to compact this where everybody can take something with them and can think about it. See, it's all about thinking. You know, meditation is about thinking about things, and it's about considering. When you meditate and you think about something, you want to consider it. A lot of people don't consider it. They just think about it and then that's all there is to it. But consider what you're thinking about. Consider what's best for you and how it can help you. You know, you always want to know, you know, a lot of people say, "Oh, you selfish, you think about yourself and you don't think about others." But you can't help others if you can't help yourself. How you gonna help others and you can't help yourself? First, think about helping yourself. Think about what's good for you. Think about what you can contribute, and the example that you can show others. Showing others by example can be more helpful than anything else. You see. So if I'm talking to you, or I'm trying want to motivate you to do something or accomplish something, I should be I should be an image of what it is that I am talking about that I would like to share. But I don't want to share what I have at the expense of my having nothing. So it's about integrity. That's what integrity is all about. The people that have and the people that have not. And how things ought to be people and how things are people. See, they have to get together. They have to communicate with each other. They have to talk together. They have to have that public spirit. That's what the public spirit is all about. See, the public spirit is the interaction of people. You go downtown and you see people walking all around. That's the public spirit, you know. And of those people, because each of those people each of them are different. Each of them are doing something. And as they interact, you know, the atmosphere, the air is like the public spirit. It contains all this action, all this energy, you see. So this is what I'm saying by public spirit. And we're going to talk more about that later. Whoa, our time is up. This is Thurman saying peace out. Until next time, I hope you enjoyed the program. And have a good day.